All right, everybody. The time is here for the Irod Sniper Swim, designed by me. Toxic baits to throw just about all my baits. We're gonna drop them today at 6, and I wanted to hop out on the boat and show you guys how I've been using it and why it's the length that it is, the handle, and all that stuff. So to start off, I wanted a short rod, 7'6", because as you can see, we're always casting to cover, target casting, docks. We have a whole bunch of stuff that we need to cast to. And with that big heavy rod, a lot of times you don't need that length. And I'm getting older, my back hurts, so I started to look for lighter options. And as I started using the 7'6" that Justin with Nameless Rods built me way back in the day, I just started to really like that. And then coming in talks with Matt Newman, the Sniper Swim was developed. So like I said, it's 7'6" with a moderate fast taper. It's about 14 inches from the back of the reel seat to here, and I did that on purpose. It's long enough to tuck here, even though it's only a 7'6" rod. You still need a little bit of length on it to tuck into the armpit on the retrieve with heavy baits. And also, when you go to underhand pitch, which we do a lot here, you could brace that against your forearm, and it goes all the way down. That's one of the main things. If you're going to pitch an underhand pitch, a swim bait, you need that support because your wrist can't handle it. So it's designed to throw from 2 to 6. It says on there, and you can see here I have one rigged up with 80-pound braid and my Sea Walk, which is in the 5-ounce class, almost to 6. Handles it no problem. That 7'6" is nice when you're walking a bait or a K9. I throw K9s on a lot. It's a great rod for that. Anything that you have to impart action, it's really nice to have the shorter rod. So, and you can see this is a 200 series Tatula, and this is a 300 Lexa. Both work really great on it. They're both balanced well. I prefer this with the 200 with the smaller baits, but I like the 300s too for the large stuff. So it just depends on what you want to fish. I also use round reels. They balance well with those, but right now the Tatula 200s are really hard to beat, especially this coastal. I love these coastals, and you can see here, this here is a whippersnapper, so it's in the 2-ounce range. So with this rod and this rod, I'm throwing a bait that's small, a bait that's large. It handles it well. I haven't had any issues with hookups or having enough power to set the hook on my dog. And then I have a 7.5-inch paddle shad rigged up on piss rod. I use braid a lot, so I haven't had any issues setting the hook with a shorter rod or whatever. It works really well. As well as line, you can probably see all my stuff is kind of braid to leader. I use braid to shock leader a lot. It's my preferred way to fish, especially with all the weeds we have home here. But I also have this hidden concept of Daiwa fluorocarbon, straight fluorocarbon, because sometimes when you're making those underhand casts, that leader knot can catch in the guides, which is annoying. And you don't want to be annoyed out there when you fish. So straight fluoro when I'm making my underhand casts, roll casts, stuff like that. But if I can get away with it, I'm definitely going to go with the braid to the shock leader. I also use co-poly. You can see in some cast to catch that I'm going to post for my weight baits. I'll use that also. I haven't had any issues. All 3 lines, it works well. The guides are large enough to accommodate for that knot. There's 7 double-footed guides that go up, and only 4 on the top with the single foot, which is awesome because I step on my shit all the time and I mess it up. So I just wanted to give you guys a breakdown so you knew what you were going to get when you're buying this rod. I took a blank that was already in their series. We shortened it, we worked with it, and then Matt sent off to the factory and we had a whole new taper made, and they threw it in the Genesis series. It's super light. I mean, there's not really much more I can say except for it really does all these things that I'm saying. I throw my Wade frogs on it. I had one sitting around here on the deck, the large one and the small one. if you see me on the water, you'll probably see me with like 8 of these rods on the deck tied up, ready to go. So, I mean, I'll make a few casts with it. You can see I can accurately pitch in these lanes without an issue. And work the bait along the edge. And it's just not too heavy like when it's sitting out there. And also, for an overhand cast, it still has enough leverage that you can grab and whip your bait way out there. So, we really tried to get a rod that does everything all in one package. So if you guys are looking for a new swim bait rod that does a lot, it has the moderate fast taper is what I call it. It's fast enough to set the hook on soft baits. Has plenty of backbone and power, but it's soft enough to hold those fish on treble hooks. And you'll notice the tip bends, you know, maybe like 8 inches down. It starts to bend a little farther down the blank. And the reason we did that is because when you go to make an underhand pitch and you have a soft tip, you can't accurately present the bait. So this although this rod does everything well, it really was made to get these baits really tight into cover, on the edges of cover, and hopefully draw some really big fish out. And once they bite it, it's got the flex and the power you need to get them to the net, or if you flip them, splat them on the boat deck. Whatever you got to do. So thanks for checking me out. We're going to drop them today at 6, like I said. Irod Genesis 3 Sniper Swim, designed by Cesar Chavez of Toxic Baits and Carl.